This is Feed Your Mind. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson was recently in this interview where he was asked about flat Earth. And so the interviewer was asking him about his battle with B.O.B. a few years ago. And Neil deGrasse Tyson basically laughed off that whole thing. And so the interviewer asked, well, what would be the easiest way to prove the globe, to conclude this discussion once and for all? And so Neil deGrasse Tyson said, basically, he said, well, we've all seen thousands of pictures of the Earth from outer space that show that the Earth is ball-shaped. It's a spherical object in outer space. And so this seems to be the main reason why most people believe in the globe Earth, is because they saw a globe in their classroom their whole life, and they all saw these pictures that show the Earth as a globe their whole life. And so this is actually an issue I saw in debate I saw the other day with Jeranism and DITRH versus this guy that went to Antarctica. He believes in the hollow earth, and he thinks the fact that he went to Antarctica proves globe earth. And DITRH and Jeranism had to explain to him, no, that just means you went to Antarctica and back. That doesn't mean that the earth is a globe just because he went to Antarctica. And so DITRH and Jeranism went on to discuss the flat earth with this guy for about 3 hours, and they covered everything under the sun. They basically went into all the information you could think of about the flat earth, but they didn't go into one thing. They didn't talk about the pictures of the earth that whole time. So they got into all these advanced subjects about flat earth and even some easy to follow stuff. And then at the end of the debate, they asked the guy, well, what would be after hearing all of this information, what would be your number one proof for the globe? And the guy said, well, there's thousands of pictures of the earth that show that the earth is a globe. And at that point, Jeranism and DITRH were exhausted, and they couldn't believe that this was his response. And it looked like they're kind of frustrated at that point and just wanted to end the discussion at that point. So my critical review of this whole situation is that I believe that DITRH and Jeranism should have actually brought up the pictures of Earth in their discussion. It's like they overlooked it. And I see this often with a lot of people that debate flat Earth versus globe Earth. A lot of the flat earthers, they just don't even bring up about the pictures of the Earth for some reason. I think that it seems like a lot of the experts, this is like beneath them. This is like flat Earth 101 stuff. So they don't really talk about it really. And I think that's a problem, because that's the main reason why globers believe in the globe, is the pictures of Earth. So they went that whole 3 hours, and I didn't hear them even cover any information about the pictures being not real, even though there's tons of proof about it, and so they were so frustrated that that was brought up. But I believe it was their responsibility to bring that up probably first before you even get into all the advanced stuff and all the other information. I think start at their level, no pun intended, because I think one of the main reasons why globers believe in the globe is because they think they saw those pictures. They think those pictures are real, and that's easily debunkable. There's small print. There is NASA people who have admit that those pictures are not real. There's all types of ways to prove those pictures are not real. I think that needs to be the opening part of the discussion, is about the pictures of the Earth. Let's not avoid that part of this topic. But like I said, I think the experts in flat Earth, they all have all this incredible advanced information that they can't wait to share, and they just overlook, the simple stuff, and they don't even bring it up sometimes. Now, it did kind of come up a few times almost, but they didn't really spend too much time on it, because another thing that globe earthers love to bring up is, well, all the other planets are spherical shaped, so why would the Earth be any different? So they actually covered that pretty well, and Jeranism and DITRH explained that no, those pictures are not real. The pictures NASA shows us of planets is not what we see in our telescopes. So that was covered well. And then the globe earther kept bringing up, he was saying he saw the curve from his airplane, and he saw the curve of the earth from the ISS. They had to explain to him that you can't see curvature from the height of an airplane according to science. And they kind of explained to him how, well, the ISS is showing you fisheye lens. But they didn't really spend too much time on it. They kind of moved right away to the green screen stuff and the harnesses on the ISS. It was like they pivoted the whole thing about him saying the globe earther convinced that he saw the curve of the earth from the ISS. It's like they spent maybe I'd say less than a minute kind of saying fisheye lens and stuff. Then they went right to a whole thing about the green screens and stuff, and wanted to say how basically if they're lying about the green screens and stuff, that means they're lying about everything, which makes sense. But I think they need to drive home the point about fisheye lens and the fake pictures of the earth, and actually spend more time on that and get that out the way first, and then get into all the other information. Because in their minds, they have that image of the earth implanted in their minds so deep. It's like you have to remove that out of their minds. Get that globe out of their heads right away about how the pictures are fraudulent. These pictures are CGI. The pictures are artist renderings. The pictures are composites. The pictures of Earth are not real. And there's proof to back that up. Once we get that out the way, then their mind will be able to better be prepared for the other information coming their way. You know, all the other incredible information. So I think that's kind of something that I want to see more of with people that are debating flat Earth on our side. You know, I think they really need to bring up the pictures more and just make sure that's addressed right away, basically. And also, like I said, the planets they think are spherical objects as well. So those 2 points need to get addressed earlier and more in depth in flat Earth debates, I believe. But as far as this Neil deGrasse Tyson interview, it went on to he wanted another point. The interviewer, he said, "Well, what's another point?" This interviewer actually seemed like he kind of knew that flat earthers would say that those pictures aren't real. So he kind of was asking like, okay, what's another point you can bring up to prove once and for all that the earth is a globe? And so Neil deGrasse Tyson went on to say, well, if there's a live football game being played in New York, and at the same time there's a live football game being played in California, well, in New York, if you saw the sun setting and then it becomes dark, and at the same time the live game in California, you're seeing the sun is in the sky, well, that proves a globe, Neil deGrasse Tyson was saying. So he thinks that's proof of a globe Earth. Now, do you see how simple it is to defeat these globe Earthers? Their arguments are very invalid and easily challenged. I mean, you can easily prove that, well, on our side, we're saying that the sun is moving in the sky. So if the sun leaves New York and heads west towards California, that easily explains how you could have that take place in a live game. That doesn't mean that the earth is a globe. So that's such an easy and weak argument for the globe Earth. So now we see Neil deGrasse Tyson would be an easy opponent if he was to ever step into the ring versus a flat earther, if these are his arguments. And I believe most scientific-minded globe earthers have the same weak arguments usually. So they're all usually the same weak things we've all heard before. So it is so easy to defeat these globe earthers. All of their arguments are very weak. They think just because they were told something their whole life as this is how this happens, this is how this is explained on a globe Earth. That's all they've ever heard their whole life. So they don't understand there's other ways to explain the same thing, and it actually makes more sense on a flat earth. So they don't get that. They think there's only one way to explain things. And so, look, that's about it for today. I'm going to leave a link so you can check out this interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's about a 5-minute interview where he's talking about the flat earth. So I'll leave that link in the comment section and description box. I'm also going to leave a link to my other channels, my social media, my Feed Your Mind store, my free email newsletters, and much more. I'm also going to leave links if you would like to support this channel. Please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online. And if you would like me to send you a free Gleason's map, I'm sending out a map if we reach 1,000 likes. All you have to do to enter is leave a like and a comment. And if we reach over 1,000 likes, I'll pick someone to send a Gleason's map to. And if you want to just purchase a map, a Gleason's map, to help support this channel, I'll leave that link as well in the comment section and description box. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and click your notification bell. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.